The first time she walked into the briefing room, not a single soldier stood at attention. No salutes, no acknowledgement. Just the soft shuffle of papers and the low hum of officers who believed she was nobody. She wore a plain duty uniform, no rank on her chest, no patches on her sleeves, nothing to reveal who she truly was. To most people in the room, she looked like a mid-level officer assigned temporary duty. Someone forgettable, someone safe to ignore. But one man noticed her, Colonel Riker. A man famous for his loud voice, sharper ego, and talent for humiliating anyone he considered beneath him. When he saw her, a slow, almost satisfied smile spread across his face. "You're in the wrong room, Lieutenant," he said, without even checking her uniform. "Command briefings are for decision-makers, not note-takers." She didn't react. She simply took a seat in the corner and opened a thin folder. Her silence irritated him instantly. He marched toward her, boots heavy, posture rigid. "Did you not hear me? This level isn't for junior staff." A few officers snickered, assuming he was right, assuming she didn't belong. She finally looked up, calm and steady, and said, "I'm exactly where I need to be, Colonel." The room shifted. Her voice didn't sound junior. It carried weight, authority, something the others couldn't explain. Riker scoffed loudly. "Then at least wear a rank patch, so we know what you're pretending to be." Laughter spread again. She closed her folder slowly. For a moment, it looked like she might walk out. Instead, she leaned back, unbothered. She didn't need to defend herself. She didn't need to explain, because the truth was something Riker would discover soon enough. The briefing began. Riker started presenting satellite footage of an insurgent faction preparing coordinated strikes. He spoke proudly, pacing in front of the screen until she interrupted him. "Your intel from Sector 7 is outdated," she said calmly. "Their formation shifted from triangular to linear. Your perimeter will collapse in minutes." The room froze. No one uninterrupted a colonel mid-briefing. Riker turned red with irritation. "Young lady," he snapped, "I've been commanding battalions since before you learned to salute." She didn't blink. "And yet your formation is still wrong. If you follow it, you'll lose 14 men in the first 5 minutes. Gasps erupted. Riker's jaw clenched, so tight it looked painful. "Who trained you?" he demanded. "What makes you think you know more than command staff?" She tilted her head. "I didn't learn in classrooms." But before she could finish, the door opened. A 4-star general, the highest-ranking officer in the region, walked in. Everyone shot to their feet. Even Riker stiffened, suddenly less proud. The general scanned the room, then froze when he saw her. His stern expression shattered into something impossible to misread respect. Not ordinary respect. Reverence. "Ma'am," he said as he stepped toward her, and extended, "we weren't expecting you until next week." The room turned into stone. Riker paled. The officers stared in shock. She rose, shook the general's hand, and said, "The situation escalated. I came early." "Understood," the general said, stepping aside. "Your clearance has been restored. The floor is yours." The floor. Not Riker's. Not the room's. Hers. Riker swallowed hard. "Sir, who is she?" The general turned toward him with disappointment. "You don't know," he said quietly. He faced the room. "Officers, allow me to introduce the architect of our entire covert response network. The only field operative with tri-branch clearance. The woman whose strategies you use every day." The silence grew heavier than armor. "This is Director General Arya Hale," he announced, "Supreme Commander of Black Division." The reaction was explosive. Chairs screeched, papers fell, and every officer snapped to full attention, including Riker, whose face burned with humiliation. Black Division wasn't just a unit. It was a shadow command, operating above conventional ranks and outside the reach of normal hierarchy. a division that outranked entire armies. Riker had mocked a woman who didn't just outrank him, she existed in a world far above him. She walked to the front as the general stepped aside, something he'd never done for anyone else. With a tap of the remote, she replaced Riker's outdated model with a holographic projection one she had designed. She explained insurgent movements they hadn't even detected yet. Her voice was calm, controlled, surgical. Every officer watched in awe. Meanwhile, Riker sank deeper into his chair, each moment replaying in his mind a smirk, the insults, the arrogance. He had mocked the wrong officer. When the briefing ended, the room erupted into applause at protocol. Admiration. Riker approached her carefully. "Ma'am, I deeply regret," she raised a hand. Not harsh, not dismissive, just steady. "I don't need an apology, Colonel." He blinked. "But I do need confidence," she said softly. "The next time someone corrects you, listen before you dismiss." He nodded, humbled, for the first time in his career. As she left with the general beside her, whispers filled the room. Officers repeated her name like a legend reborn. Colonel Riker would remember one truth for the rest of his life. He didn't just mock the wrong officer. He mocked a woman who outranked him by miles and commanded a world he never even knew existed. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this.